I think that works. The camera needed a little adjusting. It was set up for vlogging outside. When for the video that we just released today, for anybody who missed it, we installed a mini split portable, not portable, a mini split AC system into friend of the channel's CG crew member has agent. We installed one into his gaming shed. Make sure you watch the video. It's the newest video on the YouTube channel. But yeah, we vlogged it, and that was a lot of outside activity. So there's that. But here today, we have this. Rest in peace, my friends. EVGA RTX 2080. It's a beefcake. This will be gaming 1080p system with the Ryzen 5 5600 and 32 gigabytes of DDR4 3200. So this will be getting a GPU. I feel like the hotspot getting to like, I was looking at temps and stuff. The hotspot gets to like 100-ish, which is up there, and I want it to do better than that. It's never been repasted. It's never been opened. So, and it's pretty old. I believe when we got it, it also was already used. So, yeah. No, maybe this one wasn't. Maybe it was a B stock unit. I guess that you can translate that as used. But either way, it's time that it gets a repaste. So let's go ahead and repaste this, man. Look, it even still has peel on it, dude. Are you kidding me? I didn't even notice that earlier. Look at here. You guys see that in my hand? Final peel. Wait, there's one more peel. It's on the EVGA logo. Man, this is depressing. There we are. The final peel. Look at that back plate. What a beautiful black. I mean, it is a black plate too. A back plate. Yeah, legendary. Ryu, I just want to make sure the YouTube chat is working. If you have a moment, can you test that for me as well, real quick? I think it was earlier, but I just want to make sure that's active on here. Ugh, this is so nice. Okay. Nah, it's not working. Yes. Okay, we're good. Thank you, sir. The chat was popping off wild and being crazy. I needed to make sure that it was correct. Okay, so I really don't think removing just 4 screws is going to be the way to do it with this one. I see many screws, and I feel like most of them are through. So I guess this is for anti-sag reasons, stability reasons. So I see that. Now let's go here. There's obviously the 4 main screws, but if you look, there are smaller screws all around the back plate. And it's those ones that go all the way through and they tie into the mid plate or the base plate that's on there. So let's remove them. Let's see, can I use this one? Can. Okay, I'm assuming these ones are all the same. I hope they are. And I have fortunately, my LTT precision screwdriver. Check it out. I think it's a 8 out of 10 screws. I forgot how many. It was from a 2070 Super. Ah, check that out. Personalized. You love to see it. I wish we can sell them this way. Like, if you want a customized one, they'll still produce it and it'll still be the precision LTT screwdriver, but it'll have the custom name on it, and they can that way other content creators could, for example, sell through them, but it's customized to that content creator still. That'd be neat. It has a nut on it. Right? Imagine if it had a green top and it said "nerd on a budget." That'd be pretty cool. All right, we're working on taking all the screws out right now. We're starting with the little ones, and I'm putting them here in an order that should at least inform you on where they're at. But they appear to be all the same length, so the little ones are all the same for the most part, is what it looks like to me. Ooh, that one goes closer to it. Okay. So over here. Go all the way around to the corner. Above it. They don't make them like this no more. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're ASUS or MSI. He's raising his hand. What would you like? State your question, sir. Or you're just like here, present. Ah, yes, yes. Nerd on a budget. And he had his chance to do that on the big stage, and he didn't do it. He didn't do the hand thing. I'm gonna need to have a conversation with that guy. Beer is good and stuff. You know, I don't have beer right now, but I will cheers to Quack. Cheers, Quacky. I finished it for you. If you didn't do it, it's mine now. Yep, you will become a new channel. Doab, Danny on a budget. And if he has a problem with it, I don't know. DMCA takedown, I guess. Thank you, Quack. 65 months. Woo! That would be hilarious, though, Ryu. It would be hilarious. Because we have Danny, and then imagine if it was Danny on a budget. Is there a screw under this one? I feel like there is. Come on. Come on, hidden screw. Reveal yourself. Give me your secrets. Your threaded secrets. There you are. Found you. I'll send him a TR takedown. Zalman and Wreck takedown. You're just gonna take him down by confusion. You're the Pokemon master, the trainer, and you're just like, I cast Zalman and Wreck. Zalman and Wreck cast confusion. Now, will the backplate come off separately? It looks like it should. Oh, I missed the screw. It's because they're all black. Hard to see. Well, when it's black on the black plate, that's what I'll call this. It's a black plate, 100%. Black on black screws. Come on now. Okay. Are there thermal pads? This thing is like stuck on really nicely. Yeah, there are thermal pads on the back. Nice. Okay, there's no more screws in it. Unless there's multiples hidden in here. No, there's not. Yes, pads. They're annoying. The doggies? Are the doggies ready? Why? They're hot? These spoiled ass dogs. They've been inside for like a couple of hours during peak heat, and we let them outside, and they're just it's 7:51. They can handle the warmth right now. They can go poop, they can go pee, eat some food, hang out, but no, they just immediately scratch at the door to be let back in. Spoiled. Is it QC okay? No, that's fine. I don't even have the AC set that low. Who am I? Has agent? It's sticky, so be careful. I can see that because it's fighting me. It wants to come up over here. So maybe that's where I'll like start it to loosen it. Yeah, I can feel it loosening. It's loosening. It's coming up. It's coming up. Just gotta do a little side to side, a little wiggle. And there we are. Did any of them remain? Oh wow, that's a lot actually. There is a spot for one. I'm gonna move that and it's back into its home on the plate. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. An effective backplate. That's as good as it gets. A lot. Hence why I hate removing the thing. Yeah. Yeah. I don't blame you. But neato. Now we go to the main screws. Whoa. Dude, this thing got so hot that the serial number sticker like curled up and it's brown. That must be where the hotspot's at or something. Cause look, check it out. Look on the bottom right. Yowza. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, hold on. I need to go teach. I need to go tell the dogs to be quiet. They're annoying the wife. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. We're still removing the main screws in the back. Put this here. Put this one over here. Bring that one up. Why did I hear a belt crack in the yelp? Nah. Nothing like that. Okay. There's probably RGB connectors you need to worry about, but I don't need the. I don't need you to do this. I need to open the sandwich. Sandwich is loose from the front. Gotta loosen it from the back now. Feels like there's still screws in it. Like it is tight. Toit like a tiger. There we go. Yeah, but nothing a little elbow grease can't fix. Okay, it's officially cracked open, baby. Look at that big old thermal pad, dude. But look, there appears to be a lot of missing thermal paste. Well, not missing. It's on the. No, it's just straight up missing. Like here, look. It's just straight up not covering parts of the die, and it's reflected over here. It's just not on it. Little plastic cover in the back, just like let go. I don't even know how it was clipped on. I'll deal with that later. Let's redo the thermal paste here. Well, let me see. They cracked that shit open at least once already. Well, like I said, I think it was a B stock. So yeah, that makes sense. Why? Because it's so liquidy for the age. Doesn't want to cooperate. So there's this in the back. I might just reinstall it without this. It's just like a little back cover thing. Looks like it clips on. That's fine. No, because it has a ton of it. A ton of it, and it's still like most of it is off the die. It's off to the side. Like, come on. Who did the B stock repasting on this? Was it Peter? That's what happened when you put the art guy to do some real work. They made Peter paste that one on. Same brain cell. We had the same thought. Clip that. Send it to him. This is what made Peter quit. They're like, "Hey Peter, we need to get you to do some thermal paste applications." They're like, "Well, what happened to the people that do that?" They quit. And Peter's like, "Fine, I'll do one, and then I'm leaving." It's just there's so much, dude. What happens? What it looks like to me is that they squirted a bunch on, but it missed the center, and then a bunch of it pushed out to the PCB. There it is. Peter pasted B stock. Peter pumpkin paster. No, Peter paster. No, Peter performatively pasted. No, Peter. No, I don't know. I'm just rambling. Now, if it was Jacob that pasted this one, we'd be in good shape. I wouldn't even be doing this. I know it. You know it. Jacob knows it. If it was Jacob, it would have been oozing paste. But it would work. He was a man who knew how to make things work. Yeah. The alcohol step is next. Oh wait, never mind. I got to do this one. This is a little easier though. I just go, and it's almost all picked up. Give it another pass, or even just rub it into it. That works too. Ooh, there was a spot of it that was really hard. Like in the old days, AM socket A actually. I think A was the first AM socket. I mean, there's no AM1, but there is socket A. Athlon XP, that sort of thing. Single core days. Um, yeah, back in those days, you were mounting your cooler directly to the CPU die. So one thing that we would do is we would take um, a little bit of thermal paste, put it on the base of the cooler, and just sort of rub it in a little bit without wiping it all off. The thought is that it was filling in the gaps lightly before the main application. So I won't be cleaning that one with alcohol, but I will be cleaning the die. Oh, the alcohol's not in this room. Now the alcohol is in this room. Is Mired streaming? Would be hilarious. Oh, come on. I had. Oh, there it is. It fell on the floor. Okay. Alu Gaming. Welcome. Okay, let's clean this off. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to see. Perfect. I like to see that. Okay. I think we're ready for thermal paste. And then we can re-smoosh. So what do we have today for thermal paste, you ask? MX4 thermal compound, my favorite. The classic Arctic MX4. It's my favorite. I don't think. Yeah. Oh, nice. It did focus on it. But bam, 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 bam. Can you review the PC I will be building? Review it? Yeah, sure. Send it to me. I will definitely do a product review on it. Do you List the specs, and I'll tell you if I think it's good, and the money. Don't forget the budget. Yeah, tell me how much it's gonna cost you, and just list the parts. What CPU? What GPU? How much RAM? How much storage? What case? How many fans? AIO, air cooler. What's your power supply? Talk about it as I smush this back together. Okay, we're gonna do a big dot in the middle, but because it's a GPU, I also do asterisk. So I do a line to the dot, and this kind of ensures coverage. Okay, and then a dot, 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 dot. So let me show you guys. Oh, that's pretty much all of that thermal paste. It is donezoed. You can list it in one message. Just do commas. Yeah. I believe this should give it some pretty good coverage, my friends. Look at that. I mean, I might as well just use the rest of it. There's like nothing left in this tube, so we want to make sure it has no hot spots. And I'm barely even adding any more to it. That's funny. Okay. Jacob would be proud of that. Nice. Nailed it first try. Sweet. Let's go in a cross pattern for even pressure as it tightens down. Here. And this is the only one that matters for the tightening and spread of the thermal paste. So little bit by little bit. Lone Vaquero is back. Welcome. I just smushed the GPU back together. Yes, yes. Saw a notification a little bit ago, but I was busy. It's all good. Happy to have you. Okay, and now we go for the hard tightening. I want to go a little tighter, so I'm going to use something that should theoretically give me more torque. I need a smaller bit though. I don't like how it bows when I tighten it. 14600 RTX 5060 Ti 16 gig Z790 Eagle AX Deep Cool PL 750 bronze. I have my reservations on the power supply, but Deep Cool is generally pretty good. I don't know where it lands on like the tier list or overall quality reviews and stuff like that. But I think it should be okay. Okay, Deep Cool LE360 V2 liquid cooler. They make fantastic AIOs, so you're good there. Love it. Love it. Okay, that is secure now. Anti-Sports Crystal X7 case. That one is something. Oh, X7 monitor. Or oh no, Anti-Sports Crystal X7 monitor. MSI Mag 255 FE20. MSI makes pretty good monitors. You got 32 gigs of RAM. DDR is 6000, which is pretty good. A terabyte and a SSD and a 500 gigabyte SSD. The Gen 4. Yeah. Ooh, you're leaving. You're going to Micro Center tomorrow. I'm going to be going next Saturday to the one in Tustin. Which one are you going to? What are you going to buy? I think that's a pretty good build. You're going to get a great gaming results. The CPU is plenty fine. It is the downside to going to 14th gen is that you got to be happy with that CPU for a long time. Dallas, nice. So if you have any inkling of possibly upgrading your computer in the future, you want to go AMD if you can, like a 7600X or 7600X3D, something like that. Um, but I'm pretty sure those are more expensive, which is the reason you're going with the 14600K. Yeah. So, I mean, assuming that's the budget, that's what you got, total 1497, and you can't go over, you're good. Like, what that system is, you're solid. However, I just did a little digging, and I saw that there were some pre-built computers with 5070s going for $1,300 US, less than that even. So, and they had that same i5 in them. So something to be looking at. I don't think it had that much RAM though. So you're probably right where it should be for that amount of RAM and that amount of SSD. Yeah, I think it's a fair price. Is it a good price, like a good deal? No, but I think it's correctly priced. You're not getting ripped off. Yes, we live in India, so that's a holdback. Yep, understood. But I mean, that's a when people say that though, like, look, I'm still on a 5900X, and I've been on it for years. That CPU will technically be a little faster than mine, but I'm happy with this, which means you'd be happy with that for years to come too. And if you're gaming at 1440p, CPU is even less of a problem at that resolution. It's more GPU at that point. Like the at 1080p, it's like CPU is a little bit more important than GPU. Well, not more, a little bit more important, but the system will want to use more CPU. Then at 1440p, the GPU becomes more important than the CPU, and obviously at 4K, it's pretty much all GPU, and CPU doesn't matter as much. Verret, what's up? You saw the AC install earlier video it has? Nice, thanks. What'd you think? A little bit of a different kind of video for us. But Alu, yeah, it's going to be a solid build, and you're going to like it. That's plenty good. Lone Vaquero, Intel, good choice. Like for gaming, streaming, editing? Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's probably the preferred choice if you're going to be doing Adobe usage and content creation and stuff, because it has that specific one. Your the 14 the K still has the graphics engine built in. It has QuickSync. I'm streaming right now to you with an Intel NUC with the 13th gen CPU using QuickSync media encoding. And QuickSync is useful for that sort of thing, media production sort of stuff. So yeah, absolutely. And programs tend to favor Intel for the most part. You're good. You're in good shape with that. Yeah, was that one of the DIY pre-filled kits? The one that I saw? It was like, yeah, it was a pre-built, just a regular old pre-built. Okay, Vaquero. Ryzen 7 9700X, nice. B650 Aorus Elite. Ooh, you're getting in the B650 train before they stop making them. Nice. 32 gigs of RAM, DDR5 6000. Nice. 5070 Ti. Woo! Inland Performance 1 terabyte NVMe SSD. That's fine. Montech X5, solid budget case. Great case, actually. MSI Mag A850 GL power supply. I'm pretty sure MSI makes pretty solid power supplies, so that's nice. It's an 850, sure, nice, nice. CPU cooler, Montech HyperFloat 360 IO. That's solid. How much is that all costing you, Vaquero? if you don't mind me asking. Yeah, why I'm not able to see other chats. I'm streaming to both Twitch and YouTube. I don't have them merged in, though. So if you want to see the chat over on that one, just pull up the link. The link to Twitch is in the description. Yeah. Okay, let's get this guy back on. Yeah. Is this right? Nope. 17:30. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a beast of a system, and you get help from Braythorn. Nice. Are you repairing the GPU? We repasted it. So right before you got here, I just finished putting the thermal paste back into it, and so now I'm reassembling it, which means I had it like this before. So my screw layout over in this box translate properly. Yeah, I think that's definitely a solid choice. I'm surprised that Braythorn didn't suggest to you what is it, the i7 285? Doesn't he have like a soft spot for that one? Was that under consideration until you just decided you want to go with something with Ryzen? Thermal paste and GPU? Yeah, oh yeah, there's thermal paste. Anything that's GPU, CPU, they use thermal paste. Laptops got it too. So laptops have thermal paste on the CPU die and the GPU die, but they also have thermal pads. And if you saw me flip this over right now, you saw gray strips. Those were thermal pads. Same thing that laptops use on other chips, other parts of the laptop, like little voltage chips and memory chips. Those ones usually get thermal pads, but the main die, the part that you would call the GPU itself, the core, or the CPU itself, the core, those ones get thermal paste. You could also go with like nowadays something called a I don't know, Crowd calls it carbonate. It's a little sheet, and it works just as good as thermal paste, and it's not messy. You just put it on. Or Linus sells PTM 7950 or something like that. It's a thermal pad, but you have to apply it and then just it's like a sticker. And those also perform very well. Said I wanted to be able to upgrade CPU, so you defaulted AMD since Intel uses two. Yeah, exactly. That makes sense, and that's kind of what I was talking about to Lou Gaming over on YouTube. If you're not concerned with upgrading and you're going to be happy with the CPU that you're getting, and don't get me wrong, an i5 14600K is a good CPU, then you're fine. But if you're thinking that you might upgrade down the line because AMD releases CPUs like that, then yeah, you have to go AMD. And that's the choice if you want to upgrade CPUs. Intel is the choice if you're happy with the performance they offer at the time that you buy it. You agree that laptops are a waste of money, especially if you buy for no, not at all. Laptops are great, and even for a little while, they're more effective to buy for than building a computer because they're they're more in stock. But would I main a laptop? Yeah, for a couple of years. The problem is, yeah, you can't really upgrade it. But nowadays, if you made sure your laptop can support Thunderbolt 4 or it had Oculink, you could add an external GPU with a Thunderbolt or Oculink cable. Get one of those docks, put a GPU in it. It's an expensive way to do it. Don't get me wrong, but it is a way to get more graphics performance out of your laptop if you use your laptop in a docked configuration. If you travel a lot, laptop's a good deal. Um, if you go to LAN parties and you don't want to take your main PC and your monitor and all that stuff, laptop's a good deal. Um, or if you're just like I have a gaming laptop, but it does not measure up to my desktop at all, and it's already like running behind in game performance. So I understand your point because if you buy a gaming laptop and it's just a budget one from the very get go, it's gonna get outdated really quickly. But it's still useful as a laptop to do other stuff. You can still edit. You can still use it for streaming. You can even use it as a secondary PC for streaming like this, which is what I do. Well, I do it with the NUC. I used to do it with the laptop, but I basically use OBS teleport, take everything from OBS in one config, send it to the laptop or the other computer in this configuration, and then that's the one that does the streaming, so I don't put as much of a load on my main computer. There's definitely ways to make a gaming laptop useful, and if you're gonna spend $7, $8, $900 on a laptop, let's say for business or for general usage, might as well get a gaming one. That's how I feel about that. Also, I'm opting for Windows key from Microsoft just because I'm sketched out by the cheap ones you can get online. So I've had to cut back on storage from the original 4 TB. The SCD keys ones, I've used them. They're not sketchy. Or if you have an old computer, maybe it already has a Windows 8 or Windows 11 key. Just use that. Install the same version of Windows that currently has, and you can just pop that key over. Boom, get yourself something better with that money than buying a key. Dude, I used to buy keys for $5 off of eBay. Never faltered. eBay got rid of that though. Foo. But don't get price to performance. I definitely got price to performance when I got my budget gaming laptop. This was in 2020. I paid $650. Had an i5 10300H CPU, 8 gigs of RAM, and 512 GB SSD. Very little. I made it go to 16 gigs of RAM and dual channel, and put like a 1 TB SSD in it. And I was off to the races. Like at that price, it's hard to argue the value, because you get a gaming laptop that can do all sorts of other stuff, all sorts of other usage. So I think at a certain point, and I'm talking under $1,000, if you get one that has a good GPU and good specs overall, there is price to performance. But other than that, you kind of have to overspend on a laptop, and yeah, the price to performance starts to go out the window. But in terms of value, if you want a laptop that's for gaming and all that, that's gonna last you a long time before it becomes unable to like really keep up with the games. So you'd have to get like a laptop with like a 80 class or a 90 class GPU, something like that, and spend $3,000-4,000 US, and that will last you a long, long, long time. And the longer you use it, the longer it lasts you, the more value you're getting out of it. But yeah, that's a very, very difficult equation for gaming laptops under $1,000. Never paid more than $20 for a Windows key. If I could use the Tech Yes City VIP SCD keys promo code a few times, as well as something called mass activation script that Linus talked about. I have this old laptop that's on Windows 10, but I thought the laptops, some do, but sometimes sometimes it works. And also, you can install Windows and use it unactivated, and the easy way to change backgrounds and themes is blocked, but you can just right click an image and hit set as background and it works. Or if you need to pull up some of those menus, just Google what the command line is to bring up the menus for themes and icons and stuff, and put it into the command line, and boop, pops up. It's very, very arbitrary what they don't let you do with the unactivated Windows, because you can just install straight away, no problem. Not a big deal at all. Okay, I'm just, these screws need to stay tight. So I'm just making sure everything is properly tight and that I don't miss a screw, because there's actually a lot of screws. Is it really hard to connect cables from cabinet to mobile? I don't think so. You're talking about the little ones, like the front panel ones, or maybe the USB one, or maybe the audio. Like the USB one, easy, because it's just a block and it's keyed. So all the pins, there's one that has like a blank spot, and if you look at the blank spot on the connector and the blank spot on the motherboard, you just line it up and push it on. The USB connectors that way, USB 3.0 connectors that way, HD audio connectors that way. Some cases have a block for the front panel connectors. Same thing. You can just look at it and you go, oh, there goes 1, 2, 3, blank, 2, and then you just go blank, blank, and then you plug that in. And there you go. But the cases where they're all individual, just look at the manual. and you'll see like power or manual or even the motherboard sometimes shows it. Power. My tip here is if it's all little individual little connectors and you're trying to push it onto that front panel header, face the letters out. So if you're on the bottom row of pins, the letters face out the bottom of the case, or if you're on the top row of those pins, the letters face out up towards the top of the case. ARGB, it's keyed, same thing. ARGB is 3 pins, but one of them is blank in the middle, so it looks like this. It looks like that, right? And so there's a blank spot right there, and you just line it up and plug it in. And some of them have a little arrow that show you you basically look at the arrow on the connector and you look at the arrow on the connector on the motherboard and you just line it up with that. What about the watermark? I've tried to get rid of it on a cloud PC, but it returns. Watermark is something that there is a script to get rid of, but I wouldn't worry about the watermark until you try your key off of that laptop, and then we can have a conversation. Okay, look, there's the back of the GPU. This little plastic piece fell off. I'm going to. Is there any sequence to follow or just line up? Pretty much just line up. It doesn't matter which order or sequence you plug those in, as long as you just plug them in. Is it like this? No, is it like this? I think it's like this. Yeah. But there's a build sequence you want to follow. And long story short, you can kind of go in any order you want in the build sequence. I'd say install your fans first, and then hang the cables out the back of the case. Then install your and outside of the case, maybe install your RAM and your SSDs and your CPU onto the motherboard. And then you lower that into the case, and that's when you install the cooler. And then connect all your cables, and the GPU goes absolutely last. Well, I guess I'll skip out on the Windows key for now. I guess I could always get one later. That too. Believe us, but trust us. You'll be good. You don't need to pay the extra. Get better parts, and then you can worry about the key later. Or just try the keys, like you're going to say. The computer automatically manages it. The sequence of connecting things. Yeah, I mean, you're not building it turned on, so it doesn't matter. The computer's off. The parts are just there. It doesn't know what order you're plugging things in. But yeah, it's good to get the largest M.2 drive you can afford because the number of M.2 slots tends to have more limited than SATA drives. Yeah, that's for sure. Come on, I'm trying to reinstall this cover. Oh, into geo. Okay. I think I need to like sort of see it first, and then there we go. This one doesn't want to like bend down at all. Come on. There you go. I don't know if that matters, but there you go. Now it's hiding the butt. Well, Microsoft may not be too bad about me changing up the order from online already. Nah, they're like, oh, cool. You're gonna spend more money with us? Nice. On parts instead of an OS key that goes all to Microsoft. A few years down the road, you start questioning if installing 1 TB is worth using up the slot. And Microsoft tends to be pretty consumer. Yeah, they'll be. It's their job to be able to accommodate stuff like that. You're fine. Hello? Hello? Let's wipe the contacts real quick. Okay, let's get this reinstalled into the system and give it a test boot. So excited, dude! And then you're gonna build. Are you gonna build it there with them? Is that the deal here? Are they building it for you? Dang it! Camera cut out. Okay, it's back. I'm building all my own when I get home. Ain't no way. I'm just gonna spend almost 300 pieces. Yeah, I like your attitude. Balsonic, thank you for the holy 72 months. And he said, go get beer, bitch. Let's see if I get if Chris pull a Linus. I'm not dropping that GPU, bro. Um, Let me finish in test boot, and we'll get to it. GPU is installed. Let's power it up and see what it tells us. Plug the cable into it first. Okay, it's reconnected. Moment of truth. All right, and now I'm going to push the button to switch it on the monitor. Did you remember to turn on the power back? He did. Lizard. 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 Kaboom! Let's run a quick benchmark to stress the GPU. Right now, only one fan is spinning, but I do know that these series of EVGAs did do that. So I want to be totally sure and make sure that it's working right. You cried. My boss told me how much our outages for 5 days cost the company. Does that mean you're not going to get paid as much now? You're still getting paid. No, we both did the record. Okay, we're loading up 3D Mark. Let's give it a second, and then we'll give it a test run. Just saw the other fan spin up. Heck yeah! What is that? The Rick and Morty cry. Yep. You know, I know. Believe me. All right, let's give Time Spy a run. By taking off the Windows key and picking the inland performance plus 2 terabyte is now under the total price from when I had the 1 terabyte. Wow! And I have a whole terabyte more than before. Isn't that awesome? That's awesome. You love to hear it. You get better parts and you're paying less money. Who could ask for more? My boss did a transition to VM this week. He promised he would take out our old servers. I said, "Don't tempt me." Oh, you mean you're gonna take him out back behind the shed and freaking? Is that what that is? Okay, it's throwing the computer in the shed. Just, yeah. Well, I saw the other fan ramp up, but right now it's running 3D tests and the second fan's not ramping up. I don't understand. No, both Sonic. No. Oh, more like this. I'll look in a second. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The GPU must be running. My freaking the power cable came out of the camera. fixed. I'm gonna go the time skip trick for sleeping so that I can skip to the time when I wake up and go to Micro Center. Exciting times. Have a safe trip and good luck with the build and the parts and everything. I'm glad you stopped by and we convinced you to get more storage space and worry about the Windows key at some other time. He was like, I got first swing on it. He's dealt with it for 5 years now since transitioning. Enough. Goodbye, server. No more on-prem. Even what's funny is things are kind of going back to on-prem, but I guess it depends on the size of your business as to which one makes more sense instead of everything just going cloud. Okay, time spy. Dang, it averaged 63. Don't show on screen. Why? See. So I'm gonna set up MSI Afterburner and then give it another run. This is the reason it's in this. Huh? Yeah, that's cry worthy for sure. Okay. So what we're gonna do so far, test VMs are holding up. That's good. That's good. I'm gonna be installing Afterburner, tweaking some power settings, voltage settings, temp limit settings, and stuff, and then we're gonna send it off again for another run. See if we can get a little bit more points out of it. I'm trying to do the Afterburner install, but it keeps just sort of blinking away. I don't understand. So why did you repaste the card? Was it having throttle? No, no throttle issues. It's just the hotspot looked like it was getting a little too hot for my liking, so it hasn't had the repaste done since it was purchased. So might as well give it a, might as well do it while I have it. Stalling though. Trying a different download. That would make sense. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, so what we've done was installed MSI Afterburner, maxed out the power limit, and then we maxed out the temp limit and I always do power limit, temp limit. Oh, core voltage. Just gave it all the extra voltage it needs. The thing with MSI Afterburner and core voltage is that just because you give it more voltage doesn't mean it's actually going to apply that voltage. It's just more like you're giving it more headroom. Now it's running though. Let's see how this results. So taking bets here. Who in chat, who in the streams think that we're going to get a better number, a bigger performance number right now when this is done running versus no afterburner tweaks? What was it originally? The score? Don't know. Off the top of my head, it was on screen a minute ago. But no, I don't know. Isn't it 10,000 somewhere? The Anthracite Project. Welcome. Repasting Granny's dentures. Next? No, probably not. Ain't got no grannies left. So that's not going to happen. Dental glue. Wonder if it tasted minty fresh. So far, that looks like it's running well. Good to see. But it's almost done. So let's see what the score ends up being. You see my hands, but you hear my voice. It's like a I don't know. There is a term in my head, but I can't think of it. So take that as you will. Man, the 20 series are insanely cheap, dude. Yeah, we have a 2080 here. Just repasted it, but it was cheap when I got it. It was an EVGA B stock, RIP EVGA. But yeah, you can get a 2060 for like 120 bucks if you're lucky. Maybe 100 bucks if you're really lucky. 2080 Ti's, if you can get them for 200 ish, still good deals. 3070 performance with a lot more VRAM. Yeah, why not? Wonder how much. I mean, I guess maybe ray tracing performance, but whatever. Wonder how much the driver updates for DLSS will affect the 10 and 20 series. Well, not the 10 series at all. They didn't have any DLSS, or well, no, they didn't have the right core configuration for DLSS. You'd have to use FSR for those. 10,616. Let's compare that to the previous score from just a few minutes ago. Score went down apparently. Daniel Lopez, I was an EVGA queue for a year. Dang, my brother got through on the queue one time. I have a shirt that says "I survived the queue." Oh. I know somebody that got their GPU through the queue as well. Hmm. But yeah, that queue blew up. Mess with the fans. Hold on. Oh, we're doing some fun stuff with the fans right now, and it's not wanting to apply to both fans. RTX 3090. Whoa, that's good. Yeah, I mean, what are you at? 1440p gaming? You're still solid. 4K? Okay, I could see why you'd want to upgrade, but that's 4K. You don't need to do. It's not really that popular. So hard to sleep. Oh man, relax, breathe. I just sold a Trader 7900 XTX and other parts this week. Ended up with a 4090 and a 9060 XT and an AM5 motherboard. Damn, what on the come up over here? Wake up. All right, last run. So it ended up giving a 9950X and 9070 XT with AO for the 4090. That's a really good CPU and a really good GPU for that 4090. Yeah, that seems like it's worth it. Worthwhile trade. What are you going to do with that stuff? Or just going to go into your system now? You're like a high-end version of one of our friends here, Kryptonic, who likes to trade up and trade things around and all that, but he doesn't get to dabble in that level of equipment. Let's switch scenes and get back to the seated position. You guys don't need to be looking at this whole scene right now. Now you can see the computer from this side. We'll see how this run ends up going. I'm just getting a little like weirded out because I saw the second fan spinning, but I have not seen it spin up since. Not even while running the GPU benchmark. I'm gonna have to do something else to see if I can stress it enough. I trade and sell all the time. There's deals and then diamond deals. I try. Going to get another 9950 X3D to go with my X870 Nova and a 4090. Yes, love it. Being able to trade around in the high end stuff, that's nice. Yeah. Okay. So this benchmark that's running on that computer right there is almost done running. And if you guys were wondering, that is a Ryzen 5 5600 system with 32 gigs of RAM, RTX 2080. And we got a Scythe Mugen cooler. There's Kryptonic. Kryptonic Anthracite Project over on the YouTube stream. He's like you, but with the high end stuff. He said he sold and traded a 7900 XTX and other parts. Ended up with the Gigabyte 4090, a 9060 XT, and AM5 motherboard. And so he said it ended up giving a 9950X and a 9070 XT with AIO for the 4090. Why aren't you doing that kind of stuff, Kryptonic? You be in the high end trading business, buddy. You got to climb, get away from the 2060s and the 3060s, and you make your way all the way up till you get to 4090. Just that would be an epic story to tell in a video. Kryptonic. i9 10850K aging like fine wine. Do you think CPU's kind of peaked for now? No. We're going to enter the cash wars. Hold on, let me say that again. We are about to enter the cash wars. And it's going to be Intel versus AMD, stacking on different kinds of 3D V-cache and equivalent to see who can make the best gaming CPU. And that's when us as consumers are absolutely going to benefit. And if I were on a 10850K, I'd definitely be waiting until like as long as you can wait. Like the longer you can wait, the better your upgrade is going to be. So if it's still doing everything you can do, awesome. But just know that when you finally decide to upgrade, get something that's going to be modern age with all the new techniques that they're going to be coming out with. Like I said, cache stacking and all that stuff. Wait, then you'll be good. Both fans started spinning, and we're at 10,747. Our score went up properly that time. Pasted with after. There we go. That's what I want to see. So let me adjust my results real quick, and then I think we're going to be done. No afterburner, delete the first one. So yes, now I've got it tweaked, and it did way better. The first run that this system had with the 5500, or sorry, a 5600 and a 2080, all in stock config before it was repasted, And time supply was a 10,454, and then it was repasted, but also stock no afterburner tweaks, and it was 10,642. It went up almost 200 points, and then we got another 100 points by tweaking it with MSI afterburner. So we're just under 11,000 here with the Ryzen 5 5600 and a 2080. That's what I'm talking about. Graphics card average temperature 73C. I'll probably throw some testing stuff on it. Yeah, I think we've done it. Let's see. I don't know. Behind stuff seems wasteful. People get picky, but those high-end trades are sweet for sure. Flip or flop. Guess I'm tripping. Guess I'm flipping good instead of flopping. Yeah, there you go. Why do some people be saying cash instead of cachet? Instead of cash. I don't know. I think it's different Englishes that pronounce it different. I like cash. People say V-cash, you know, stuff like that. V-cachet would sound funny. Maybe more luxury. Cachet. Or maybe cachet is more of a term of like physical, like a physical box that has stuff in it. That would be a cachet. But when it's technology, it's a chip, it's cash. I don't know. I love the way the RTX 2080 Trio looks, but just knowing the 3060 is basically the same as a painful feeling. I love 20 series. Yeah. Best all around case under $100. Montech is really good. Yeah, you're good there. I can't think off the top of my head right now when it comes to that. Going anywhere tomorrow. Okay. Montech is good. 31 for benefit, RTX 90 easy. Hands-on favorite brand is Thermalright. Yeah, and they're going to be getting into cases too, so they'll probably have good, affordable cases. Yeah. I can't think off the top of my head with this. Landcool, I think, has some cases under $100. Landcool would be a good choice as well. Got to fight for the number one spot. You know what? I have to say this. Let me get this GPU to stop from spinning like mad. Put it back under automatic fan control. Okay, save that to profile 1. Apply that. That to profile 1. There we go. Cool. We're done there. Thermalright's beating everyone for the price. We love Thermalright. First PC that I built had a Thermalright SK7 cooler on it, as a matter of fact. Tell me well and flips and recommendations, friends. Yeah, dude. Love them. Love them. Anyways, so I have to say to YouTube, I will catch you guys in the next stream or in the next video. I'm glad you guys were... What? My keyboard no longer has lights on it right now. I think I hit a button. Okay, there it is. Yeah, well, we're hanging out. We're going to continue the hangout over on Twitch. For a little while, at least. So follow over on Twitch. The link has been posted. And for those of you on Twitch, the stream is going to blink a little bit. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Daniel Lopez, Kryptonic, Anthracite, Project, Elu Gaming, Ryu, of course. And over on YouTube side of things, Balsonic, 72 months. Whew, I'll get the beer once we switch over to Twitch. Quack with the 65 months. And everybody hanging out over there. Stay right where you're at. Vaquero, Balsonic, Verret, Ryu, of course. Okay. And I will catch you guys on YouTube later. On Twitch, head on over.